Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to Nasra Public School online teaching program. Now we will discuss part 2 of lecture 2 of second chapter chemical combinations, grade 9 chemistry. Now we are going to discuss a new law of chemical combination that is called law of reciprocal proportion. This law was given by Richard in 1792-94. Statement of the law. When two different elements separately combine with the fixed mass of third element, the proportion in which they combine with one another shall be either in the same ratio or in some simple multiple of it. So in this law, we are going to deal with three elements. So here are two elements that are combining separately with the third element that has a fixed mass. And obviously, when these two elements are combined with each other, then it results in the formation of two new compounds. Now these two elements are also going to combine with each other, so it will result in the formation of third compound. And in this compound, the ratio of masses of these two elements will either be same or some multiple of the ratio in which they combine separately with the third element. So let's have a look on an example. Here in this picture you can see three different elements: carbon, sulfur and oxygen, and three different compounds as well. So first, carbon separately combines with oxygen and formed a compound called carbon dioxide, CO2. And sulfur also combines with oxygen and form a new compound called sulfur dioxide, SO2. Now these two elements, after combining with the fixed mass of oxygen, will combine with each other and form a compound called carbon disulfide, CS2. Now let's have a look on masses of the elements. In carbon dioxide, there is only one carbon atom, so its mass is 12 gram, and two oxygen atoms, so mass of oxygen will be 32 gram. As you know, the mass of single oxygen atom is 16 gram, but here we have two atoms of oxygen, so it will be double. Now in sulfur dioxide, the mass of one sulfur atom is 32, and for oxygen it is also 32 gram, as we have two oxygen atom here. Now you can see the mass of oxygen in both compounds is fixed, that is 32 gram. It means that carbon and sulfur combines with the fixed mass of oxygen. Now when carbon and sulfur themselves combine, when carbon and sulfur combines with each other, so according to law of reciprocal proportion, the ratio of their masses should be same or multiple of the masses when they combine with oxygen. Now ratio of masses in which carbon and sulfur separately combines with a fixed mass of oxygen. So now look at the ratio of masses of carbon and sulfur when they separately combines with oxygen. It is 12:32. 12 is for carbon and 32 is for sulfur. And to get its simplest or reduced form, it would be 3:8. 4 3s are 12 and 4 8s are 32. Now take a look on the ratio of masses in which carbon and sulfur combines with each other to form carbon disulfide CS2. It is 12:64. Its simplest or reduced ratio would be 3:16. Here for carbon it is 12 and for sulfur it is 64 because we have two sulfur atoms here, so it will be double of mass of one sulfur atom. So 12:64 and its simplest or reduced ratio would be 3:16. So carbon and sulfur combine to form carbon disulfide in the ratio of 3:16, and this ratio is simple multiple of the ratio in which they, carbon and sulfur, separately combine with oxygen, which is 3:8. So 3:16 is multiple of 3:8. 16 is the multiple of 8. As we know, 8 into 2 is equals to 16. So according to law of reciprocal proportion, the ratio of carbon and sulfur should be same as 3:8 or some multiple of 3:8. So here you see it is multiple of 3:8 as 3:16 is multiple of 3:8. So we have another example. Here we have three different elements: carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Two elements, carbon and oxygen, separately combine with the third element, that is hydrogen. When carbon combines with hydrogen, it forms methane, CH4. And oxygen combines with hydrogen to form water, H2O. So now take a look on the ratio of masses in which carbon and oxygen separately combine with hydrogen. Ratio of carbon and oxygen is 3:8. Now these two elements combine with each other to form carbon dioxide. When carbon and oxygen combine with each other, they will form carbon dioxide. So now the ratio of carbon and oxygen here is 12:32 or 3:8. So this ratio is exactly same to the ratio in which carbon and oxygen separately combine with hydrogen, which is according to law of reciprocal proportion. 1 gram of hydrogen combines with 3 gram of carbon to form methane, CH4. 1 gram of hydrogen combines with 8 gram of oxygen. So here the ratio of masses of carbon and oxygen is 3:8. In the formation of carbon dioxide, when carbon and oxygen combines with each other, the ratio of carbon and oxygen here will be 3:8. The proportion in which carbon and oxygen combine themselves is in the same ratio when they are separately combined with hydrogen, which is according to the law of reciprocal proportion. Here is the summary of the lecture. The combination of elements to form compounds is called chemical combination. These chemical reactions are governed by some laws. Law of multiple proportion was given by John Dalton. Law of reciprocal proportion was given by Richter. When two elements combine to form more than one compound, then one element will have unfixed or different masses, and their masses will be in the small whole number ratio. According to the law of reciprocal proportion, when two elements separately combine with third element as well as combine with one another, then the proportion in which they combine themselves shall be either in the same ratio or multiple of the ratio in which they are separately combined. Thank you.